What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Terra Luna Classic. We're going to be talking about it in this video, specifically some Terra Luna proposals, and equally Do Kwon come out of nowhere. We're going to be talking about that conversation as well as looking at some of the price actions. So be sure to like this video if you are still in Terra Luna Classic, and let's dive into it. So taking a quick look at the global market, we did see a slight pullback of 0.68%. Interestingly, BTC picked up a bit of dominance, 38.8, actually picked up 0.6 of a dominance there. So people buying back into Bitcoin, which is interesting. The global market though sat at 1.05 trillion with a couple of tokens doing all right. BNB being pretty crazy in fairness. Definitely worthwhile keeping an eye on BNB as we go through the list. Only a couple of others really starting to move very, very slowly. But when we come down to Terra Luna Classic, you can see we have now the 37th highest cryptocurrency, with the football coins going pretty crazy. So we were 36 yesterday, but Chile's going absolutely nuts. When we take a look into it, we can see our volume unfortunately down 190 million, down 65%. Not exactly what we need, but remember, these Binance burns are now over the course of a month, so it is not the end of the world that we see a slightly lower volume. Market cap currently just under $1.6 billion. 2422 is the price. Importantly here though, we have maintained a level of support at these kind of higher levels. So you can see here, we were trending around the 24s. We saw this kind of sell-off, specifically here, this huge sell-off back last week. And we've had some level of consolidation with a nice run up into the 24s. Again, like I talked about yesterday in my video, this is big institutional money coming into Terra Luna Classic. We know that we've got more people coming on board in terms of staking, as well as people getting into Terra Luna Classic, anticipating a bit of a big run. I did say on my video on Friday I would love to come at the weekend supporting this kind of 2-4 range. You can see we tested it 4 times and we bounced off this kind of 240 range. So it would be really good to look at this going into the weekend. You can see volume is slightly low. RSI trending really nicely in the middle. Money flow is out, unfortunately, of Terra Luna Classic. People moving into a couple of other ones. Now, we saw a pretty aggressive move through USTC, and we know the two generally are linked, but it's certainly going to be an interesting move this week. Now, the news and what everyone's talking about, we do have a potential Coinbase listing. Again, nothing can be confirmed whether we see that. We have been trending Coinbase list lunk most of the weekend, but nothing can be confirmed. If I'm being totally honest with you guys, I just don't see it tomorrow. Unfortunately, I don't think we've seen enough move from it. Now, we could see it come out of nowhere, and I think if we do, we head to the 3s, potentially even touching the 4s. But good that we see this trending. And here's the really big important thing that I think a lot of people just neglect or don't look at. The community is insane for Luna Classic. It's a brilliant community with amazing people in it that all have one shared goal, and this for me isn't about a pump and dump. It feels much more than that. It feels much more of a bring back something that was dead. People wrote Terra Luna Classic off, so we can get things trending quickly. And it would be remiss of us to think that Coinbase are not seeing this. It would be remiss of that. They will know, they will see, and equally they will be very, very clued up in terms of what's happening with Binance. Now, looking at a conversation we've had here, this is between Luncy DAO and Do Kwon. Interesting. It says, some quick thoughts, Lunk and Luna. This is a partnership that we have been hearing a few little rumors around, that whether we can pin Luna and Luna, even some of the validators talking about going over to the Luna blockchain. And I think, look, for me, done in the right way with a benefit to Luna Classic is not a bad thing. If we can onboard some of the projects that we have over there into the Luna Classic ecosystem, it's not going to be the worst thing. You see here, interchain lines between Lunk and Luna. Lunk staking rewards are high and desirable. And again, if you're not staking your Luna Classic, you absolutely should do. Those rewards are pretty crazy. So the reward post crash, Lunk holders who created Terra Station wallets for interacting with Luna 2. Many hundred thousands of new wallets were created in the last few months, and we're doing about 5,000 wallets roughly a week, which is pretty crazy. Likewise, again, down the road, I'm imagining the possibilities for aligned incentives and stuff like games where Lunk crowd go head to head with Luna, etc. But you guys will have more ideas. Thoughts? Feels like a really fascinating jigsaw puzzle situation where we can transmute and existing situation. And it says at Do Kwon. Do Kwon says forming an alliance with Lunk isn't hard, as long as a software upgrade proposal can pass from that side. So ultimately, it would be in our decision making to do it. Do I see a benefit? I think I do. I do think a benefit. I think the question would be, how much involvement would Do Kwon have versus what we can maintain from what we have built? And I think it's important to reference that if we are going to bring some alliances, but I don't think it's a bad thing to explore. The you know, the positive thing around Lunar Classic is we can explore governance through community voting. So definitely let me know in the comments what you think about that. Now, a couple of bits to be referencing on here. Staking reward just slightly up, 12.27. Interestingly, community pool has come down a little bit over the course of the last 24 hours as we see things come out in terms of payments for a few things and staking rewards, etc. go through. Volume is slightly down, disappointingly around that that's USTC. Disappointingly down around 15.26 billion. Just feels like Sunday has been a very low day in terms of trading volume. We have actually seen some pretty nice growth up until here, so the test will be coming over the hill tomorrow. Now we have an interesting proposal, 10879. I tweeted about this earlier on, created a bit of emotion. Do we see this is going to pass? There is a number of validators still to vote, with 69 still to really cast their vote, all nodes being the biggest one on there. However, yes, we have Interstellar voting yes on this and a couple of other big validators. This could be interesting. It could be a real hindrance to us, and I think it's really worthwhile referencing that this could take more time to get things put through. It could take much more time to get things onboarded onto the blockchain. Interestingly, it feels and does look like a bit of a split. It's not a one-sided like we see with quite a few of these proposals, so we are definitely going to have to wait and see what happens with this. This could really set a motion around how pools and how assets are distributed, and it might not be the greatest thing. Just my opinion. That's, you know, I can only ever give you my opinion on it, but we'll have to kind of wait and see. There are still quite a number of ones on there. So we've got promoting genuine utility, stop the scam proposals. So enough of these great proposals I've gone through. Like I said, a few that are going through right now. Always be conscious of what you're looking at on here and making sure that you are voting correctly on the ones that you want to vote on. But we do have a number of things coming down. Price action does look a little bit rough coming out the weekend. Again, if we maintain 2.4, I'm pretty confident going into this week. We have IBC re-enabling coming very, very soon. Again, I talked about that in my video yesterday, where we see huge access to Terra Lunar Classic, which I think can only be a good thing. Then when we start talking potentially about linking back into the Lunar blockchain, there could be some real potential for some cross-partnership working. Again, I think it has to be really sensible in how we do it. And ultimately, we know that from the very beginning, Duck One did not want anything to do with the rebuilding of Lunar Classic. What we don't want to do is give away anything that we've built, but I definitely think it'd be worthwhile exploring with a community governance proposals put towards it, and equally you, I, and every investor having a view. Remember, with you staking your rewards with particular validators, they often have your best interests. You can vote using your validator power, and equally as a consensus we can make a decision. But Lunar Classic definitely going to be an interesting week this week as we build towards IBC and a few other things coming online. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of all of this, everything we talked about in this video. Slightly longer video this one, but I do think there is plenty to talk about, specifically when we are looking at Lunar Classic and all the things coming with it. Like I said, still incredibly bullish on this project. I'm excited to see where we go, and for me, we are still in the infancy of the rebuild of Lunar Classic. But let me know in the comments down below. As ever, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your support. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.